The Galactic Council chamber floated in the void between stars, a massive crystalline structure that had witnessed 3,000 years of peaceful deliberation. Bella Chen stood at the human delegation's podium, her hands clasped behind her back, her expression carefully neutral. She had spent 6 months on the council station, and in that time she had learned that the 47 species of the Galactic Union valued patience, discourse, and above all, the appearance of civility. Leo Martinez watched from the observation deck above, his jaw tight. As Bella's security detail and unofficial advisor, he had a different perspective on galactic politics. Where Bella saw opportunity for cooperation, Leo saw predators sizing up prey. And right now, the Vrax Dominion's ambassador was doing exactly that. The human delegation continues to obstruct progress, Ambassador Thexfer clicked, his mandibles spreading in what the Vrax considered a gesture of reasoned disappointment. 73 sessions, and still they refuse to surrender their claim to the Kepler corridor. Perhaps humanity is not yet ready for true galactic citizenship. Bella's smile never wavered. The Kepler corridor contains 17 human colony worlds with a combined population of 4 billion. We're not discussing abstract territorial claims, Ambassador. We're discussing people's homes. Homes that exist in violation of the Territorial Preservation Act of 2847, Thexfer countered. Human expansion has been aggressive. Leo's communicator buzzed. A message from Captain Okonkwo aboard the UNSS Valiant, currently holding position 3 light minutes from the station. Vrax's battle fleet just dropped out of FTL, 12 dreadnoughts. They're positioning around the Kepler Gateway. Leo's blood went cold, but he didn't move. Not yet. He watched Bella, waiting for the signal only he would recognize. Below, Bella tilted her head slightly. Aggressive. Ambassador, humanity has established exactly 4 colonies per year for the past century. The Vrax Dominion, by comparison, has claimed an average of 17 systems annually. If you want to discuss aggression, you compare military conquest with lawful expansion. Thexfer's voice rose, a hiss entering his translator's output. The Dominion follows council protocols. Humanity simply takes what it wants and dares others to object. Around the chamber, representatives from dozens of species shifted uncomfortably. The Zelthians, peaceful herbivores who had never developed weapons beyond agricultural tools. The Quicks, whose entire civilization was built on mathematical harmony and consensus. The Fenari, who settled disputes through interpretive dance. None of them understood what was about to happen. Leo received another message. Vrax fleet is charging weapons. Broadcast incoming. Right on schedule, the chamber's main display activated. War Master Krexval of the Vrax Dominion appeared, his exoskeleton decorated with the scars of 100 conquered worlds. Humans of the Council, Krexval announced, your illegal occupation of the Kepler corridor ends today. My fleet now controls the gateway. You have 1 standard hour to order your colonies to surrender, or we will begin orbital bombardment of the most populated world. This is not negotiable. The chamber erupted in chaos. Representatives screeched, warbled, and vibrated in 17 different expressions of shock. The council's arbiter, an ancient Zelthian named Harmonious Dawn, raised her tendrils for order. This is unprecedented, she keened. Ambassador Thexfer, the Council has not authorized military action. You must recall your fleet immediately. Thexfer's mandibles spread wider. The Dominion acts within its rights. The humans refuse to comply with Council law. We simply enforce what the Council lacks the courage to enforce itself. Bella still hadn't moved. Her expression remained pleasant, almost serene. But Leo saw her left hand tap twice against her thigh, the signal. He activated his communicator. Captain Okonkwo, you are weapons-free. Execute Protocol Apex. On the display, War Master Krexval was still speaking. And once humanity learns its place in the galactic order, we can return to. The transmission cut off. For 3 seconds there was silence. Then the chamber's external sensors lit up like a supernova. Warning klaxons blared. The display switched to a tactical view of the Kepler Gateway. Where 12 Vrax dreadnoughts had been, there was now an expanding cloud of superheated plasma and debris. Harmonious Dawn's tendrils went rigid with shock. What happened? Bella finally moved. She walked calmly to the central platform, her footsteps echoing in the sudden silence. When she spoke, her voice carried clearly to every corner of the chamber. What happened, Bella said, is that the Vrax made a fundamental miscalculation. They assumed that because humanity participates in diplomatic proceedings, because we follow council protocols and attend these interminable sessions, that we are like you. She gestured at the display, where the tactical readout was updating. The UNSS Valiant had emerged from quantum stealth less than 1,000 kilometers from the Vrax fleet. Its opening salvo, antimatter-tipped relativistic kill vehicles, had destroyed the enemy formation before they could even raise shields. But we're not like you, Bella continued. Most species in this council evolved from prey animals, herbivores, filter feeders, hive minds that value collective survival over individual achievement. You developed intelligence to avoid conflict, to build consensus, to find harmony. Leo watched the other delegates. They were frozen, unable to process what they were witnessing. Humanity, Bella said, evolved from persistence hunters on a death world. We learned to track prey for days until it collapsed from exhaustion. We learned to throw rocks with enough accuracy to crack skulls from 100 meters. We learned to coordinate in small, lethal packs. And then, when we ran out of animals to hunt, we started hunting each other. The display updated again. 3 more human warships decloaked around the station itself. The Council's own defensive fleet, a ceremonial force that had never fired a shot in anger, was already standing down. For 10,000 years, Bella continued, humans perfected the art of killing other humans. We built empires on bones. We invented weapons that could end all life on our planet, and we came within seconds of using them. Multiple times. We are the descendants of the survivors, the ones who were too clever, too vicious, too stubborn to die. Ambassador Thexver finally found his voice. You are threatening the Council. This is an act of war. No, Bella said softly. This is an act of restraint. She pulled up a new tactical display. It showed not just the Kepler corridor but the entire Vrax dominion. 32 worlds, hundreds of space stations, trillions of citizens. And surrounding each one, previously invisible, were human warships. Dozens of them, hundreds. We have had guns pointed at every major Vrax population center for the past 6 months, Bella explained. We could have ended the Dominion any time we wanted, but we didn't. Do you know why? No one answered. Because we choose diplomacy, Bella said. Not because we're weak, not because we fear conflict, but because we learned, after millennia of slaughtering each other, that there might be a better way. We came to the stars hopping to be more than what we were. We attended your council. We followed your rules. We pretended that strongly worded resolutions and procedural debates were adequate substitutes for strength. She turned to face Thexver directly. But we never forgot what we are. We are apex predators who learn to use words instead of claws. And the thing about predators, Ambassador, is that we're very good at pretending to be harmless right up until we're not. Leo watched as the truth settled over the chamber like a shroud. These species had built a galactic civilization on the assumption that everyone thought like them, that everyone valued peace over victory, harmony over dominance. They had created elaborate systems of law and protocol, because they genuinely believed that words could substitute for power. Humans had gone along with it, but humans remembered what the galaxy had forgotten, that civilization is a choice, not a nature, and choices can be unmade. "So here's what's going to happen," Bella said. "The Vrax Dominion is going to stand down. All claims to the Kepler corridor will be withdrawn, and in exchange, humanity will continue to participate in this council. We will continue to follow your protocols. We will continue to pretend that we're just another species trying to find our place in the galaxy." She paused. "But you will never threaten us again, because now you understand what we've been politely trying not to mention. We don't need the council. The council needs us. You need someone who remembers how to fight, how to kill, how to win. Because the galaxy is not as safe as you've convinced yourselves it is, and sooner or later, you're going to face something that doesn't care about your laws or your consensus." "And when that day comes," Leo added from the observation deck, his voice carrying through the open channel, "you'll be very glad that the apex predators are on your side." Harmonious Dawn's tendrils trembled. I don't. The Council must deliberate on these revelations. Humanity's status, the implications of this military posture, the philosophical ramifications. "Deliberate all you want," Bella said, "but you'll do it with humanity as a full member, with all rights and privileges thereof, including our claim to the Kepler corridor." She collected her data pad and walked toward the exit. Leo fell into step beside her. As the chamber doors closed behind them, Leo allowed himself a small smile. "Think they got the message?" "Oh, they got it," Bella said. "The question is whether they'll remember it or if we'll need to remind them." Behind them, the Galactic Council sat in stunned silence, finally understanding the nature of the species they had welcomed into their midst. The humans had played by the rules, attended the sessions, smiled and debated and compromised. But beneath the diplomatic veneer, beneath the carefully maintained pretense of civilization, humanity remained what it had always been, a species of hunters who had learned to hunt the stars themselves. And the galaxy would never forget it.